I really like nachos, specifically homemade nachos, because typically when you go to a restaurant, you get those nachos that are just a pile of chips with some cheese and some beans and some meat and some jalapenos just on top. So once you eat that top layer, all you have underneath is that pile of chips. It's not good enough. So I like to make homemade nachos, and I did it 2 nights in a row, actually. The first night I shared it with 2 other people, and last night I shared it with 1 other person. And my homemade nachos are the bomb. They are on fire. Okay, so organic corn tortillas is the base. Before I even put those tortilla chips on the baking sheet, I have the black beans already on the stove top, and they've got some cumin, and they have some jalapenos, and they have a little bit of salt, and they have some garlic. And I'm tasting and I'm testing, right? I want a certain flavor. I like the vinegar from the jalapeno juice in there as well. So those are simmering, and then I put the chips on the baking sheet. And then of course, there's the cheese. My favorite cheese for homemade nachos is Gruyere. If you haven't had it, you need to get on it. Gruyere, sharp cheddar, and extra sharp cheddar, either one of those. But Gruyere is going to be the number 1 cheese to have on there. And then cheddar is just another layer. So I shred the Gruyere, that goes over the cheese. The cheese goes over the corn chips. I shred the Gruyere, the corn chips are already on the baking sheet, and then the Gruyere cheese is over the corn chips, and then those beans that have already been simmering, they get thrown on there. And make sure it has some liquid in it, right? The beans need to have that liquidy type of consistency, so it's not super thick, so you can move it from the pot to the chips easily, and it can kind of spread reasonably in an even way. All right, so now we've got the chips, then we have the cheese, then we have the beans. The cheese goes first on top of the chips because the beans are going to start the melting process, okay? This is important. All right, then whatever meat you decided to cook, that was cooking while the beans were simmering. It might be smoked salmon, it might be fried salmon, it might be chicken, beef, pork, it might be roasted mushrooms. You can do whatever you want as your source of protein, right? I've done all of those. So my meat is ground or finely chopped. That goes on top of the beans. And then what? Then I'm going to put more of that Gruyere and the sharp cheddar over the top of it. And then the oven has been warmed up to 350. I slide that in there. It's going to be in the oven not for a ton of time, maybe just 10 minutes is all it takes. And then I have my homemade nachos. How much am I making? I always make a full baking sheet. It's not a small baking sheet, it's the large baking sheet. I always fill it up because these nachos are so bomb that the leftovers are definitely going to be worth it the next day. You know what else I like? I like community, I like authenticity, I like genuine people, genuine leadership. I like learning new things and all the things that are going to help me be a better human, and that is everything that I Am University is about. If you don't know about it, check it out at iamuniversity.net. If you're interested in it, the launch is about to fly off. So go to the website, input your info for the contact, and I will let you know when the launch is live. There's going to be courses, seminars, coaches, live events, music, groups, discussions, quizzes, anything you're interested as far as becoming a better human, everything will be there. We're talking about personal growth, community building, and business development. How do we live life better and change our world one person at a time? That's what this platform is about.